Hello everybody and welcome to eSGT. This is the GT3 series, Season 3, and we're just watching everyone file out onto the circuit. The circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya for round 2 of the series. There are 8 rounds in the series, and we're looking at Division 1 here. These are all the drivers who, at the beginning of the series, did well enough in the sort of pre-season qualifying that they were put into this division to start off with. Now, the divisions are locked for the first 2 rounds, but following this round, it'll just be points based. Now, the top finishing drivers in Division 2 will be displacing the lower contestants in Division 1, so we'll start to see some mix-up. So let's get on to the business of the race itself, as they all start their outlaps for qualifying. We've got AMS Rush is leading the charge in AMS team, and he is followed closely by AMS Optimal. Now he'll be getting a little bit of slipstream from his teammate, I'm sure, but so will everyone else behind him. There is Tony behind him in the white Porsche here. You can see it's Ultimate Fusion team have changed their colours to yellow, black and white. They were previously blue, gold and white. Nice bit of differentiation on the field. Looks good on them. And there's Nemesis driving around in 4th at the moment in his Lexus. Right, now they're coming up to start their first flying laps. Let's pay attention first to Rush. Getting a nice clean line now. He's coming up to the first turn. You want to get the brakes on good and hard. He's on the curb. You can see his car slightly twitching under braking. Getting a perfect line around turns 1, 2. Turn 3 is quite tricky. You want to keep it on the inside and then start to level out once the circuit is no longer trying to sort of push you off to the outside. Around turn 4, which is, again, it's quite a tight one. You've got to be patient with it. Downhill, no clear braking markers here to turn 5. It's kind of a corkscrew. It's much scarier when you look at it from the driver's perspective than from outside. Turns 7 and 8 of a chicane. Pretty fast chicane. You've got to hit it just right. And then turn 9 is a really fast turn. As you see, Rush basically completely gone over the curb. I wonder if that might get a penalty. We'll have to see. It looks like he's got away with that. Turn 10 is a very, very tricky corner. Expect to see some mid-engined cars go spinning off. Well, I don't know about expect. These are very talented drivers in Division 1. Right, now into the rather perilous and difficult and bumpy chicane. He just rides straight over the sausage curbs there. They present no threats to this guy. Goes around the final turn, complete his flying lap. What kind of? That's a 142.699. That's a very good lap, but I think we'll see some better ones. The fuel and tyre degradation settings are at 0 for qualifying to prevent drivers from kind of having to fall around the circuits before they sort of set off on a last-ditch flying lap. But it does also mean that potentially lap times can be something like 4 seconds faster than we see in the race itself. Let's see, we've got, at the moment, Quinton is on pole. Oh, and Platinum has set a time of 1:43.05. The Quinton is running up way, so yeah, 1:42.546 is the current time to beat. Let's see if anyone can make a 1:41 point something. Several cars we can see all parading around in close proximity. There's a bit of a yellow flag. What's going on here? Nemesis has gone off the course. Yeah, he's popped off the track. Very gentlemanly of him. But yes, in case you didn't catch it, Nemesis went flying off the track following turn 10 and went off the course, came back on and went into the pits.
I guess this is a good time for me to say hello. What's up? It's me,
Oh, indeed,
TonyIsInSpace.
yes. It is my great pleasure to introduce, or should I say reintroduce, Tony, who's helping me to stream and broadcast this thing, and also to jump in and help commentate a little bit as well. So yeah, why don't you give a little bit of insight into what you can see going on here?
Let's see. I did miss, because it's my big return, but I did miss and forget the replay buttons. So we missed just barely Nemesis spinning out.
I know one of them's C and one of them's V, but I can't.
Exactly. Yes. All right. Let's see. Z sets the replay. Okay. Z is to set it. There we go. Well, we're there. We did it. We'll have them for the race. I don't even know if they work here in. No, they don't. Oh, it does.
Oh yes, it works in spectator mode, but not in replay. Now then, let's see. Lamb, as he's gone into the pits, he's coming out. I think he's coming out to try and get a bit of clean track without anyone getting in his way. We should keep an eye out on him when he's doing his fast lap.
This car is so loud that I had to turn the audio down just to hear you.
That's great. Yeah, it is. It's the only rotary engine car in the game. Mazda has a long and proud history with the rotary engine, although its lack of efficiency in fuel terms have rather hindered it in this day and age of efficiency and all that. But strangely enough, in this game, it's one of the most fuel-efficient cars, even though it performs best at very high revs, but it still does pretty well for fuel. So, let's chalk that up to Polyphony Digital and their mysterious ways, I suppose.
You want to take, since we have a few minutes, take a look at the standings?
Oh, indeed, yes. So, yeah, let's bring the standings up so we can see that Lamb is the current leader after one round at Spa, and his performance was so astonishing that on his three-stop strategy, yes, he made it a four-stop strategy with a final stop near the end just for the hell of it, and even then he wasn't overtaken. He did say after the race that he believes that his car, the Mazda RX Vision, has advantages at circuits that have Spa's characteristics, but doesn't believe that it will carry him for most of the championship. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out. Then in second, it's Harlex of Adrenaline Racing Community in the Dodge Viper, and then it's Quinton, who previously appeared. I think he was in Phoenix. I'm not sure last season, but anyway, he's with Euromaster Esports in the McLaren 650S. And after that, Platinum. Now, Platinum was one of the title contenders for the previous season, and it was really down to the wire against Tommy Kuhn of One Racing Esports. But for the final round, both of them were represented by reserve drivers, and I believe it was Ismadalik who filled in for Tommy and did a splendid job. Got more points than Platinum's number 89 driver, and as a result, bagged the championship for Tommy. So yes, Tommy and Platinum, they also clashed a little bit in the previous race at Spa. So let's keep an eye out for Platinum of eRacing Development and Tommy of One Racing Esports in his M6 versus Platinum's Honda NSX, and see if any more drama comes of that. We've got some new drivers as well. There's Charles and Tony. Well, Tony's been in the series before, but he's taken a break, come back. It's great to see him again. You're
not talking about me here. Talking about the other Tony.
Yes, I'm not talking about this Tony. I'm talking about that Tony, Tony with an I, but it applies just as well to you. Yes, and we've got a couple of siblings. I suppose we should call them the Oliveira siblings. One is number 28 and another is number 21, both in One Racing Esports. If you get confused over it, well, we can only help so much. Turbo and Rush are here to represent AMS. Avacino for Vanquish in the dark green car, but he doesn't seem to be here. I believe he couldn't make this round, unfortunately. I think he had something come up. Or, well, we wish him all the best with that. And RPM is also not able to make it here. He's being represented by Air Pachito.
Another fast driver there.
I think that covers everyone except, of course, for Nemesis, the sort of co-founder and certainly the sort of one remaining mastermind of eSGT.
What position is he in? I can't find him. There he is, 12th.
Yes, yeah, running 12th. In the Lexus here, the Phoenix 7 Racing Lexus in glorious sort of what do you call it? What do you call a sort of gradient between indigo and purple?
Oof. I don't know.
It looks splendid anyway. I wouldn't recommend it as a hair color, but it looks fantastic on this racing car here. I think that covers everyone.
I believe so.
Think, yeah. And let's see how we're doing. Quinton is still holding on. Has he improved his pole lap since then? That's 142.254. That does ring a bell. Is that the same time he was holding on to earlier?
I'm not sure. I do have us on live timing now, so we're taking a look at that.
I know. I can see it here actually. If I have a look, Quinton. No, his best lap was on lap 5, and yes, that was that original 42.254. Nobody's done better since then, but Lamb is running second. There's only 2 3/4 minutes left on the clock, but there is a grace period if you start a new lap just before it ends, and then you've got a chance to set one more fast lap if you can. 142.670 for Harlex. Yeah, close but no cigar.
In sector 3.
It's very intense up there. He is only 0.08 seconds behind defending champion Tommy Kun, who I just saw do a slip up slightly out of turn 5. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think it'll be a fast lap for him, but his previous lap was very good at 142.590. Platinum's popped into the pits. I think he's done as well as he feels that he can, and he's
not far from
DM bit Charles. Of a rest before the start, which I think is, it's pretty sensible. You don't necessarily want to be going at it all the way all the time. I bet we'll see a few position changes for the first corner. Oh, Quinton is stopped on he stopped off the racing line in order to pay a penalty. I don't think anybody's told him that the whole pay your penalty on the next straight thing doesn't really apply to qualifying, because the game does a pretty good job of punishing you for that in qualifying as it is. Let me see. Yes, Quinton is also now kind of stuck behind. Who's that? Charles? Yes, I think it is Charles. Let's see what Charles manages to pull off. It's a good time, but it's not that good. It's 43.005. Couldn't quite break into 142. His best lap was his first flying lap. It's so packed. There's so many 142 point somethings. It's crazy. 142, 142.987. Optimal is the unlucky fellow who's the first of the 143s. But even then, he is only 0.038 seconds behind Is it Yao Oliveira?
That sounds good. I'm looking over at Lamb right now, who was purple in Sector 2.
Oh, yes.
Let's see what he does crossing the line. He does!
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you for keeping an eye on him. 142.172. And with only 3 minutes of grace period remaining, you have your grace period and then you set your next lap and then you're done. Whatever time is remaining is cleared. But yeah, that means that there's precious little opportunity for anyone to beat him now. That's one of those Schumacher-esque last-minute pole position grabs, that is.
Yeah, we have Quinton doing some good times. Not purple or personal best, but still very, very
but
close
they have
to Lance.
he has to get at least personal best in order to have a hope of snatching pole. I don't think there's anyone here equipped to do it. Commentator's curse applies, of course, I suppose. But yeah, there's the checkered flag. There's somebody skidding across the line. Quinton skidding across the line, and what's that frustration at having pole snatched from under his very nose?
Yeah, look at that. We got the replay going of the spin. It looks great. All right.
Rather spectacular, yes. So here we are. Lamb has got every reason to be happy, but now, of course, he has to charge into turn 1 in the first lap with, what's it, 12? Yes, 12 competitors bearing down on him from behind. He's weaving around like a drunkard at the moment. Moving into the pits. Cross the line in the pit lane. Kind of a celebratory thing, I think. So yeah, I mean we've seen some brilliant driving from Quinton in this as far as hot lapping goes. A great result from Lamb. Also, on the second row of the grid is Harlex and the reigning champion Tomikun. Do you have any insights or ideas on what might happen in the first few laps with these cars and drivers?
I mean, these are some of the. I mean, Lamb is incredible, super fast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these are names I haven't seen too much. But I assume if they're up here racing with these guys, they're pretty fast.
Yeah, I was thinking more in terms of the cars rather than the drivers and their relative strengths and weaknesses. For example, the McLaren being driven by Quinton will struggle a little bit with potential for slip up, but if he can hold it together, I think we've got something good. Right, now here's the race. Let's focus on what will happen. So here we are. Lamb on the right of the screen, Quinton on the left, and then behind it's Alex, Tomikun, Rush in the Corvette, Platinum in the Honda. Here we go. Let's see if they can make a good start off the grid, or whether we'll have some of them throw it away in tyre smoke. We're off. Lamb is the one with a bit of tyre smoke. The Harlex goes up the inside and takes the lead. Lamb slips in behind him, and that's Quinton coming up the inside. Harlex goes to the outside, interestingly, to sweep through on the optimal racing line. Lamb bumps into the back of Quinton, and Tommy comes on the inside. No, he tries having a look at Lamb, but doesn't make it stick. Rush tries going around the outside, that doesn't work. Platinum on the inside of Tommy. There is something of a rivalry between Tommy and Platinum, as I've alluded to before. It looks like Tomikun has just managed to stay ahead. Now, looking at the front of the pack again, we've got Alex. A surprise, it really took advantage of that one moment there. Oh, what's happening here with Platinum? Platinum's tried having a look. He's going for the inside of... No, it hasn't got the space to make it work. He's now also under threat from the driver behind him, Rush. Now, as I was saying, Lamb, surprisingly poor start, wheel spin, didn't have the traction control on, obviously. Felt perhaps that he could sort of have enough of a feel for the car to do it. Oh, Platinum tries going up the inside again. He pulls it off, and Tommy-kun gets pushed to the outside. He gets knocked about by several drivers. Nemesis also bears in front of it. Can we get a replay of that? If you
sure can.
Have any? Brilliant. That was absolutely astonishing. Oh, and there's more action going on afterwards. If you
all right, we'll go back to that.
to Rush, who's just been knocked about a little bit as well. So that means what an upset. That's put Tommy-kun in 10th. There'll probably be some kind of incident review of this because I can't see it being it's sort of sliding without comment. Right, so let's have a look at the new situation for lap 2. That was breathtaking. So we've got Alex in front, leading by half a second. Quinton, Belgian in the McLaren with a picture of a duck on the side. Lamb in a very close third. He's all over the back of Quinton. He's definitely going to try every trick in the book in order to get past while the race is still fresh and young and before the real sort of strategies of the race fully kick in. Now, is any single person on medium tyres? No, they aren't. Every single person is on soft, so we'll just have to see if there's undercut strategies, overcut strategies. We'll have to see what happens. Now, in the midfield, Platinum leads the clearly defined midfield after that little tussle in 4th, with João Oliveira behind him in 5th. Charles behind, and Pachito goes for the inside of F. Oliveira. He manages to take the inside. There is some contact. It doesn't look like anything very serious, but we'll have to see if there's a report about that. But it does very much look like he's managed to squeeze past the drivers of One Racing Esports, who, by the way, they've changed their colour from blue and
a little bit of contact.
Contact where?
Through the last turn, Oliveira got Oliveira got a 1-second penalty.
How has he picked up? Was that a shortcut penalty he's picked up? It looks like one.
It might have been a little bit of a tap, but it could have been a shortcut as well.
Well, let me just check for you. Don't you move anywhere. I'll make sure the settings are correct, as they certainly should be. The settings are, they're correct. Side contact penalties are turned off. That means Oliveira took a shortcut. Whether he was pushed into taking a shortcut is something you might be able to fill me in on what happened.
Just some...
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
There is some more action going on, actually. Let's not take our eye off the ball, because Tommy-kun is trying to look up the inside of Pachito. Very close, but it also looks like Rush is having a look at Tommy-kun, having got past Oliveira after Oliveira paid off his penalty. It's looking pretty packed in the midfield. In front, oh man, it's nose to bumper between Lam and Quinton. It's very tense up here. And I have to say that Lam is doing a better job of preserving his tyres, it seems, than Quinton is. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think that in the right hands, the Mazda RX Vision has a better balance between understeer and oversteer.
Oh, the leader Halix serving a penalty, it seems?
Yeah, it must have been, because his car faded out. So he's paid a penalty and he's now 3rd, so he'll be kicking himself a bit after that. He's still very much in the game, though, in the running for victory in this race. It all comes down to what happens in this duel between Quinton and Lam. Oh, there's something going on further back. Look at Tommy-kun, Rush, Oliveira.
Yes.
Pachito has lost ground.
Pachito got down the inside and cut the corner quite a bit, just to stay on track, or just to stay alive.
I think that, now, I don't mean to be mean, but I think that Pachito got kind of lucky early on, but he's a little bit outclassed by some of these some of these drivers who have had bad luck at the start and are trying to get past him. So he's really in the thick of it. I kind of feel for the guy. Oh no! Whoa! Rush,
yeah, Rush.
No, I just got a bit of lag. I think Rush is fine.
Yeah, Rush went into the gravel, but seems to have made it out.
Gravel. Okay. Well, no, I think it must have been a lag thing. Maybe it's him rather than me. So at the front again, Quinton. Again, it's so close. We could be mesmerised by this. Oh, that looked like a mistake. It looks like Quinton ate a little bit more off the curbs than he was planning to. However, it doesn't really seem to have hurt him. Let's see how exit speeds are affected. No, it looks like much of a muchness. Although Lamb is slightly faster because of slipstream. He's playing it safe and he's not going for... No, he's not going for it. He might have thought about it for half a second. Platinum is defending still against João Oliveira. It's really interesting how that develops as well, but it's nothing like as close as the fight for first place. Scanning through the various cars, it seems that the midfield has calmed down after the sheer frenzy of the first 4 laps. It was, I don't know, so difficult to keep up.
Looks to me like it's the back of the pack and the front of the pack, or where the battles are right now.
No, the back of sort of 10th, 11th is where the action is at, and at the front, it's a game of pressure.
I would agree 100%. That's what I see from Lamb.
You're thinking Lamb's battle is that it goes to the inside. Lamb goes to the inside around turn 10. Can he make it stick around the following turns 11 and 12? No, he can't. But he tries having a look for the chicane, but it doesn't quite work. There's a lovely bit of racecraft between both of them. I like to say that when you have talented drivers who know what they're doing and can trust each other to have a civilized battle, it is very much like a dance of antagonism and opposition. It's so close. He's going for the
another
inside.
move.
He's having a look. He's having a go. It's so close around there. He gets denied around turn 2. Eats a little bit of gravel in sheer desperation to stay hanging on. Holds the inside around turn 3, which means he'll also have the inside around turn 4.
He has, however, got a half-second penalty.
Who has Lamb? Lamb has a penalty. He does. He must have picked that up when he skirted the inside, picked up a bit of gravel. He went too far, and now he'll have to pay it off on this straight here. He's going off the racing line in order to pay it. Very good. Now that's cost him dearly. And now he's within range of Halex, who I think Halex now is in a position where he's got to prove, he doesn't need starting luck to get the better of Lamb. Lamb's right in front of him now, effectively on a silver platter if Halex has the wherewithal to overtake. Spectacular stuff. Quinton, meanwhile, will be hoping just to get the hell away from both of them while the going is good. I'm looking around the midfield. There seems to be nothing particular except that, Olivia was keeping the pressure on Platinum. Speaking of pressure, I can't imagine Lamb's the thoughts running through Lamb's head at the moment. He's taking a defensive line. That's interesting. He was previously... Oh, yes. Whether that was I'm not sure if that was a tactical error or not, but he is holding off the Norwegian at great cost, I think, to his tyres. However, his tyre wear at the moment is very much on a par with his opponents.
This is Lamb or Alex?
Lamb, yes. He
Alright.
was taking some wild lines through turns 1, 2, and 3. It's a tough one. He's doing fairly well. It's not quite as uncomfortably close as it was just half a lap ago. Got in the midfield, Charles has caught up with Tommy, and it may well be that he'll be able to think about making a move in the next lap or so. Lamb is continuing to eke out a little bit inch by inch, yard by yard. He is getting away from Alex. Whoa! Did you see? No, that might have been some lag. No, it was Platinum who looked like he was skidding, but that might have been lag. Okay.
Oh, we've got some people in the pits, I think.
Oh, indeed, yes. Yes, our first stops are on lap 7, the end of lap 7. One Racing Esports. All 3 of their drivers have gone in for the undercut. It's interesting, how do they emerge? They emerge, well, at the back, obviously. But not all of them are all at the back. In fact, Optimal is, well, he doesn't seem to have done all that well for himself, because he is last in spite of not having taken a pit stop, whereas the rest of One Racing Esports are kind of meshed in with the back of the field. 1, 2, 3. It's a very clear pecking order at the moment for the top drivers.
We're watching Urficito and F. Olivieri getting a little bit of that argy-bargy in.
Oh yes, yes, it is close. They've got the closest running at the moment, but yes, Urficito did. I don't. Yes, the One Racing drivers don't seem to have taken on any new fuel. They just changed tyres, which means that they have all the advantage here in this tussle. Oh, Urficito went a little bit too wide. Will he get the penalty for that? Yes, he will. Adding insult to injury, because that trip into the gravel has lost him time. I swear, this game sometimes it just really rubs it in. I think his first opportunity to repay that will be the home straight. There's not really so much of a straight around here.
Leaders
New pit
going
stops. All of the leaders, all 4, and Platinum, who's been leading the midfield, he's coming in as well. And quite a few others. Oh yes. Lap 8 out of 32, that suggests that there's going to be a nice sort of 3-stopper strategy for the majority of drivers.
Got some nice mix-up going on now.
Yes, much like a sort of, a riffle shuffle of the deck for the midfield. Tommy Kuhn now is just behind. Now remember, Tommy came in for his pit stop doing the undercut. He is now immediately behind his particular rival, Platinum. And there's a One Racing sandwich going on with Platinum in the middle. That could be interesting. Could there be... potentially, I mean, there's always potential for a little bit of teamwork to hinder an opponent who's in your grasp, but it is very risky, requires coordination, and it can easily backfire. So, oh hello, Quinton's having to pay off a penalty. That's put him in range of Lamb, somewhat. He did. It did look a little bit dodgy, that, because he was paying the penalty well into the braking zone for turn 10. There might even be a penalty about that, but who knows? It will all come down to the Marshal's inquiry, if there is one reported for this incident. The midfield is where the action is at the moment, though, truly. There's a blue flag going on. Is somebody being lapped? No. Somebody's coming out. No. Is somebody being lapped? It would be astonishing, wouldn't it? Why are the blue flags? Oh, yes, I wonder. Blue flags coming out for no apparent reason, right?
Yeah, everybody's within just a few seconds.
Yeah. Quinton set a very good first sector, as he has relatively fresh tyres and is emptying out his fuel tank. He's also under immense pressure to perform now after that little blunder with the shortcut. Having a look around the field. Pachito has a penalty to pay off, and he's right at the back of the field. I got a feel for the guy. Bear in mind that this is a reserve driver, right? He's a perfectly good driver, but he hasn't actually been in eSGT for a little while, and he's a reserve driver. He didn't even know what circuit we were doing this on until about an hour ago. So I just want to make it perfectly clear. I am not ragging on the guy. He's doing actually pretty well considering the situation he's in. So you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's only 23 seconds behind over 10 laps, with a couple of little issues and stuff. I mean,
for somebody who's been out of the loop and is a reserve driver, and you know, this is a circuit that people tend to get less practice on. It's a less popular circuit in this game. Can't imagine why. It's a narrow circuit. It's difficult to overtake. Most of the corners want to murder you.
Oh, we have Tommy and Platinum right on top of each other.
Yeah. They certainly are. Yes, these two championship rivals, Tommy Kun having got victory in the last possible point of the championship season last time. A little bit of a bump, I think. He made some contact with Platinum. We have known Platinum to do his fair share of instigating contact, but on this occasion it was Tommy giving him a little tap from behind. Oh, it's very close around here. For some reason, Platinum is braking around turn 9, which is not really usually necessary. It seems that he hasn't really worn out his tyres or anything. I think it may just be, I don't know, I think he just made a little bit of an error under pressure and had to compensate by braking a bit more, slowing down more than he normally would have to. So, yeah, it's certainly the battle to be watching at the moment anyway. Oh, a bit of a wiggle from Tommy. Oh, that'll cost him. He won't be able to attempt an overtake for some while now. Because turn 1 is the best overtaking opportunity, and turn 10 is the second best. Other than that, you have to be incredibly lucky. Yeah, there we go. I don't think Platinum even needed to defend that line. It's actually a very stable car, the BMW M6 that Tommy is driving. It's a very solid handling one. But he's going for it. Is he going to actually make it? He's holding the inside line, but the outside line is almost as fast around here, and it means you get the inside line for the following turn or turn 5. So as you can see, Platinum holds on to that one quite nicely. But yes, the BMW, solid car, but that doesn't mean it's immune to a bit of wiggle. Again, that's another time that Platinum has braked around turn 9. It's interesting. Maybe it's just something about the characteristics of the NSX that is just better for that particular car to brake around it. I don't know, because Chompy is driving that very same car, and he's in Division 2, I believe. He doesn't have that issue. He finds that he's able to go around in third gear with a bit of lift on.
Yeah, it's one of those deceptively easy corners, I think.
I think easy might be the wrong word. Deceptively quick. Let's put it like that.
Tommy's got some fans in the chat.
Is having a go. He's caught up to Tommy, who's made a bit of a mistake, I suppose. I didn't quite catch it. But his own teammate is now putting him under some pressure. Oliveira is a new driver to the One Racing Esports team. So he's got something to prove. And if he can, by clean and above board means, defeat his own champion teammate, that will, I think, earn him a fair bit of street cred, I think, So, yeah, Tommy, although that's your teammate behind you, I would still watch your back, mate. Tommy steps onto the inside curb a little bit too much. I think he also does a little bit of braking here.
Oh, I missed it. I was trying to get an onboard for that.
Oh right. Well, it was nothing much. It wasn't worth the penalty. Just a little bit of an awkward skip hop across the skip hop and jump across the some of the curbing. Ooh. I'm just looking at Hallex, who's having some difficulty. If you could replay Hallex.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
On the final chicane there. He's lost a lot of time.
Does not seem to be working for me for some reason.
Okay. Okay, well, you can take my word for it. He fell all over the curbs on the final chicane, and he's lost a lot of time for it. In fact, he was about half a second down from his previous lap just because of that, and he's been slowly losing ground to Lam for quite some time now. I think, although he got a very lucky start and perfectly executed his first lap, he slipped up, paid a penalty, ended up behind Lam, so close behind that he had the opportunity to make another move if he had the guts and the skill for it, but it looks like he's not quite in the same class as Lam. I hate to say something like that, but it's just the impression I get. But as I say, it may just be that relative experience on this circuit is not a popular circuit for drivers here. Not even his third go faster stripe was able to quite make up the difference. Tommy is catching up with Platinum again. He was previously a little bit far back, easing it around that final chicane. It's really just two chicanes, isn't it? It's just,
hold up, Optimal's in the chat.
What?
It seems Optimal is no longer in the race.
Indeed. Oh yes, I can't see him.
Optimal in the chat just says F. Lots of F's.
Oh.
We feel for you.
Oh, I see. The live stream chat, I see.
Yes,
yes. Oh dear. I wonder if he'll let us know if he just got disconnected by the game, which could be a harbinger of doom if there might be a catastrophic network error exactly halfway through the race, leading to a little bit of a dilemma. I think what happens generally is that another lap to cover the rest of the another race covering the half distance with some kind of rolling start from the previously held positions would be held, but it's possible it just had a bad connection, or he might have just quit because he was at the back. But I don't think that's the sort of chap he is. Wait a minute, why is he paying respects to himself? That's weird. You know what? It's nearly time for our next.
Optimal has joined the room.
He's coming to spectate, I guess.
Alright, we got some people in the pits.
Ark has come in earlier than he...
Ooh, yes, that'll be interesting.
He might have stuck it out for another lap, but I think he was pushing so hard he's used up more fuel than he was hoping to. That's my interpretation of it. You know, he'll have to do one extra lap in this or the next stint.
Alright, it'll be real interesting to see where he comes out.
Well, he's come out just ahead of Rush.
I mean, where they come out in relation to him.
Enough of a margin. Now here's Tony, the other Tony, not you. Pachito, he's out. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Again, I don't think Pachito is a quitter. I think maybe something is going on here.
It wasn't doing poorly at all.
Yes.
Certainly would have been at the top of the other divisions potentially.
Oh yes, because I mean the idea is even if you're losing in this division, as long as you're in the race, you're earning points. You know, and those points are very valuable. Tommy is behind Nemesis. Tommy clearly the better driver. Gives him a bit of a bump because he just couldn't get past without risking a spin. And Nemesis is just getting out of the way. Right, Lam and Quinton both pitting. Very close together as well. How much fuel are they going to put in?
Right,
whoever puts in the least fuel gets away from the other in slipstream terms, but then has to pit sooner. It's all a risky business.
Alright, I've got the camera on Alex. Where does he come out? Or where do they come out?
Alex is running first. Quinton is behind Lam. Yes, but it's not by much. It's more or less the same margin that they entered the pits with. Except no, wait. Quinton came in first, didn't he? And then Lam came in shortly after.
Yes, I believe so.
So Lam has got the jump. He's got the jump on him. He didn't fill up his tank to the maximum, which speaks again to the remarkable fuel efficiency of the high revving rotary engine car.
Now, can you tell what Alex did there? Did he not take as much fuel?
Oh, he pitted on the previous lap.
He is 2.5 seconds ahead.
Yeah, he pitted on the previous lap, didn't fill up his tank. You know, he went for the undercut, essentially, but now he's got an interesting race ahead of him because
yes.
He's going to have to pay back that debt in one way or another. And not only that, he actually looks to be in striking distance of Lam as Lam advances. So if he's lending slipstream to Lam, then well, it's kind of a backfire for him, I suppose.
Let's see, Tommykin had served a penalty just previously. Is now pretty close with his teammates.
Yes. It's the other Oliveira who also would stand to gain from...
the blue flag again, huh?
Biting a chunk. Yeah, sorry?
I got another blue flag.
Oh yeah, strange. But as I was saying, yes, Optimal's left the bum. I wonder if it's possible that when you have a driver who's punted off, then they could possibly cause some other issues for other drivers. Maybe that whole blue flag thing is a symptom of dodgy internet stuff going on.
I wouldn't be surprised. That sounds reasonable.
The netcode could have been better. Sorry?
That sounds very reasonable.
It shouldn't sound reasonable,
no.
But this is Polyphony Digital we're talking about.
Exactly. Currently we're looking at DM Charles and
yes.
Oliveira.
Yes. Yeah, we are looking at that indeed it is a very close thing. I think that Charles could have him. Oh, he's a bit. Was that a bump?
I couldn't tell if it was a bump or a tiny break.
Well, it was a bit of both, really, because Oliveira braked where he perhaps might not have done, and so he got a bit of a bump from Charles. Very, very close stuff here. He's all over the back of him. I think that what we'll see is Charles back off enough to get a good exit for the final corner and get a good run up. That looks... Oh, a wiggle from Oliveira. Oh, that might be a problem for him. But no, they're at roughly the same speed. Okay.
Okay, we've or it might be towards me. Oliveira. In the chat, they're telling us how to say the name.
Is it Oliveira?
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Very well. Yes.
I think I was messing up pretty big. Oliveira or something.
Yeah, that'll teach me for trying to be nice and considerate. Oliveira, which is right. Okay. Anyway, he's holding off Charles, but we'll see. We'll see how he manages. Out in front, just for the sake of reminding viewers of the current status of the leaders. Alex is up in front, but he's on a different strategy to Lamb, who is about as close behind him as he was since their round of pit stops. Closely pursuing him in third is Quinton, the Belgian driver, who's just got a penalty for going a bit too keen and sharp over the curbs. He's paying it off here. Oh, that is a bit dangerous. I know he's trying to do his best to observe the rules, but you are supposed to also observe safety. If it's not safe to slow down, then you should be justified in waiting for the next one. But I don't think that actually caused a bump, but it did mean that Tommy had a bit of a panic moment, I think. Yes, it's not been a good day for Quinton with regard to penalties, has it? I think was that the second incident with Quinton where his serving of the penalty has been a bit dodgy? Who was it the first time into turn 10? So
I just realized I had myself muted for a second and only on stream. Luckily, you said most of the words. Yeah, I do think there was another incident earlier. Trying to get the most out of the rules.
I hate to call it at this point, but if there is...
we have Platinum just spun out.
He did?
If the replay is going to work. It's not.
Right, so where did he... It must have been on the exit of turn 5? That is the downhill twist.
Yes.
Yeah, very tricky corner, very treacherous. If you get on the power too early, it'll eat you alive. So, yes.
And yeah, I believe that is exactly what happened.
So with regard to his position with compared to Tommy, then he is now 8th, and Tommy is 4th at the moment. Of course, these are, some slightly different strategies that they are running, but for the time being, we'll say, Tommy 4th is his place. And it's interesting because in the... Oh, hello, there's Charles is having a go at Oliveira. He's going up the outside. He's so much faster. Oliveira must have slipped up on the final turn. There's contact, and he loses it. He doesn't quite get to keep his position. Interesting. That might be worth an incident review as well. This circuit, I mean, not only is it difficult to drive, but it seems to be promoting all kinds of slightly suspect driving. But yeah, I was saying earlier that Platinum was really holding up very well in the early stages of the race, leading the midfield, and then it's sort of recently been going not so well for him. So it's been a grueling ride for all of them, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
We're now exactly 2/3 of the way through the race. Ooh.
All right, Lamb is on top of Alex now.
He's finally got there. It's taken him longer than I thought it might, which is credit to Alex for not making it easy. And now the pressure is on. Will he be able to? He's held up well under pressure, except he did take a shortcut which sort of unravelled.
Ooh. Looks like Quentin lost it a little bit, but managed to keep it together.
Yep, Lamb's a little bit faster, but it's not going to be able to move up and close the distance in time. He does take a better, smoother line through turns 1, 2, and 3, which means that he's closing the distance now rapidly. It's less than 0.2 seconds difference now as they come in to this long right-hander. There's something about this circuit, it does tend to wear out the left tyres a lot more than the right tyre, because the sustained turns, the sustained high speed turns, they're all right-handers.
Yeah, you're right.
I can see that Alex is feeling the pressure. He's been making small mistakes. I just saw him kick up a bit of dust on the run up to turn 9. Turn 10, he could have taken it smoother, clipped the curb. Yeah, I think that if I were Lamb right now, I'd be kind of smelling the proverbial blood in the water. And we're coming up for an interesting opportunity here for an overtake, potentially. Oh, skipping across the curbs. Oh, it was a very good exit from Lamb. He is quite close. And the concertina that you generally see hasn't taken place. He's right on top of him. He is going to go for the overtake. Does so quite smoothly, prevents any possibility of the defence of the inside line. Slots into place just in front, and he claims the lead.
That might have been a smart move from Alex. Just kind of he
didn't
give it in. He didn't give up.
Off the throttle.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I saw Alex kind of let up the throttle a little bit just ahead of turn 1, kind of allowing Lamb to slip in. I think it's possible that he'd rather be secure in second place than be fighting for first and run the risk of losing everything.
I would say absolutely, with the small mistakes that Quentin's made this race, probably second is the place you'd rather be right now.
No, Alex is the one who let up a little bit. Yeah, oh, I see what you mean, because Quentin's been making mistakes too, I guess, but yes. It does tell you a lot about a driver, though, how they react in a battle for the lead. So whether, you know, I think at the moment Alex is trying it conservatively, and he seemed a little bit nervous when the pressure was on. But could just be today.
Charles.
Charles. Oh yeah.
They just had a little bit of.
Yeah, he's still trying to get past the Portuguese Oliveira, and he's got Platinum to worry about as well. So this is a three-way battle. 6th.
Looks like we've got Tommy Kuhn in the pits.
Whoa,
we also have Platinum in the pits.
Yeah, that was close. They might not have been able to get in then.
I might have missed something there. You saw something exciting that I did not.
I think it was just a bit of lag. There was they were kind of. It looked like they. It looked to me like they were on the racing track, but then remembered with, 1 second to go, they're supposed to be in the pits. They're so close. Platinum's come out just behind Oliveira. And only just behind. He's going to try... No, he's not going to try and overtake Bite here. No, he's not quite as daft as to try that. Also, Nemesis and Rush and Tony have had their pit stop here.
Yeah, Rush is definitely looking for a way around Tony.
The last pit stops that we'll see will be from Alex and João Oliveira. And also Charles. Charles has yet to stop. And also, yeah, that's it. Alex, Oliveira, and Charles will stop on this lap, or run out of fuel, whichever one they prefer.
I am very curious to see if Charles has a good in-lap, and where he comes out.
Oh, I see. Yes, because of that fight with the Lexus Oliveira. I think that's what I'm just going to have to refer to him as. Lexus Oliveira and who's the other fellow?
Quentin stayed out.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Oh no, he was one of the ones who didn't have to stop.
Ooh, what did I do? There we go.
Yep, Lamb's come out just behind. And only just behind, which means so he's on, fresher tires by 1 lap. He's shown consistently that he's got a certain mastery of this circuit that his closest rivals don't have here. And he's all over the back of Quinton. As for Charles, he's come out in 8th.
Just slightly behind. Lots of battles all around the field right now.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of. He's behind Lexus Oliveira, who is behind Aston Martin Oliveira, who is behind Tommy Kuhn. So they're all following the leader, their leader being Tommy, the champion of the world. Oh dear, was that contact between Tommy and Alex?
Oh no!
I believe it was. And yeah, he's admitted fault by slowing down and letting them pass. I believe too that was Tommy's fault from what I saw. Of course, I only had a couple of seconds to see what was going on. But I think that Tommy's made the right call by backing off and resetting things in order to mitigate the situation so that he's less likely to have to pay a penalty. I do have to say, though, that tapping off a rival and then waiting but only just long enough to slip in behind them again, it's something that doesn't quite sit well with me, because of the idea that somebody else can just be tapping you for no risk of their own. But that tends only really to be a thing for championship rivals in the latter part of the series, where it's actually kind of can be a malicious thing. Obviously they've both lost a position, but that position was to Tommy's teammate, so these are complicated things.
It sure is. I don't want to be in any of the stewards' positions, that's for sure.
No. The stewards do an admirable job of parsing all the evidence they can get hold of in order to try to make the best decision they can. It's not always the right decision, but it's always one that they feel is the most appropriate and justified. Now that advert has run its course, let's look at the battle between Quinton and Lamb. And they call it a battle, but it's more of a pursuit. It's more of a waiting game. It's more of a thing where Lamb has to be patient but persistent, and Quinton has to be perfect all of the time. I don't like being chased, does it show? there don't seem to be any particular battles taking place right now, but Tony is right behind Rush. Interestingly. I have something to take back. I have something to take back. I previously said that that Ultimate Fusion Team have changed to white, black, and yellow, but they haven't. They've still got their dark blue, but they've made the white a lot more prominent.
I was wondering about that. It looked dark blue to me, but I was like, maybe it's not.
It's kind of sort of Damon Hill helmet blue.
Yeah.
It looks black.
It's right there. Now, I do want to say...
Yes.
There's potential my power might go out. Because it's getting very stormy around here.
Ah, okay.
So I'm gonna do what we can. But if it dies, it dies.
Come on, guys, hurry up, faster. Platinum's right behind Oliveira. Oliveira. I'm sorry.
There you go. That's the one. Whoa!
Gone for it. There's a bit of a tap.
Oh!
It was a dive bomb, but I believe a fair dive bomb.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice pass from Platinum to get 6th, and now guess what? He's now 1 place behind his rival Tommy. It's been stunning so far, just to see all the different little incidents and mistakes that just force the race to play out in such a way that's quite chaotic. It's like a sort of slow, meticulous chaos, shall we say.
You know, right as you said slow, I switched over to Nemesis.
It's so close between Lam and Quinton.
Oh, extremely.
Yep, and I can see where Quinton is feeling the pressure, and kind of you drive differently when you're nervous about the guy behind you, and it's definitely it was showing with Alex, and it's also showing with Quinton. And Lam is a very formidable pursuant, because you have to bear in mind that the guy chasing you has to deal with the reduced downforce that comes from your slipstream, the dirty air, and not only dirty as in contaminated by turbulence, but also reduced air. There's a lot less of it, which is what causes slipstream. It's essentially a partial vacuum that's sucking the car forward, is one way of thinking of it, or you could think of it as an absence of air particles all pushing you back. Which means that, generally speaking, it's more difficult for the pursuer in the corners, but easier on the straights. So he's got to hang in there and hold it together in the corners for well enough so that he can try and make an overtaking move on the straight. But for now, he seems to be biding his time. They are setting some excellent race times, though, here at the final stages of the race. We just saw the purple sector from Lam by a very small margin.
And what do we have? 3 laps left?
It's something like that, yes. 30, 31, 32, and the best of this lap. So, yes, 3.5 laps.
Yeah, Lam's got to get it done soon.
Soon, yes. He's going for it, is he? Is he? No, he's having a look. It was sensible of Quinton to take the defensive line there, because Lam certainly did have a speed advantage. Oh, it's very close. You could barely put a cigarette paper between the two of them. I'm sorry, are we allowed to make references to cigarette paper in this day and age? I don't know.
Oh, I think Lam might have cut. Let's see if it happens.
He's cut, but is it bad enough for the penalty? It doesn't look like it. Regardless, he's going for it.
So Maybe not luck. Maybe that's skill, actually.
He's going to have him. Is he going to have him, though? Ah.
Oh, that was incredible.
Nice. Oh, he could have snuck up the inside, but changed his mind and dinged Quinton a little bit. So that's kind of scuppered his chance of overtaking him. Oh, he's again trying for. Oh, he made contact and pushed Quinton a little aside, and it was enough for him to get through. But he's getting the inside back again. Spectacular stuff.
Oh, wow.
This is fantastic stuff from both drivers, dancing around, but I feel that in these engagements it's Lamb who's been more clumsy, and that was another slight contact there, I think. I think Lamb's been more clumsy, making contacts where he should be able to avoid them, but whenever he's doing the chasing, then he looks the more competent in that particular game. There are two different games. There's the chasing game and there's the passing game, and I think Quinton is a little bit more adept at the latter. What would you say?
I think I would agree with that. Quinton's made some small mistakes, but just on his own, not when he's been in front of Lamb, he's been pretty good for the most part.
So we're about to begin lap 31. Again, Lamb looks to have the jump on him, but not quite as convincingly as last time. So
wow!
Hey, he's doubled back. He must have heard us insulting his ability to duel, and just come in here to make a mockery of that sentiment. Lovely. I love
that was incredible.
Bait and switch. Round holding the inside. Is he
Quinton's
holding it?
Not giving it up.
To prevent revenge. No, yeah, he's held him off with just 1.5 lap. Well, 1 2/3 lap to go, and Quinton wobbles a bit. He wobbles enough so that that Lamb's got some vital breathing room.
Oh,
and he's done very well to control that potential spin, but look how much time he's lost.
All right.
I think at this point we can look at some other drivers to see how they're holding up.
It's like
They're
Oliveira
all spaced out.
and Platinum are pretty close. Charles has got a bit of a gap now.
Yeah, Charles's divergent strategy hasn't really worked super well for him, has it?
No, let's see. Where did Alex end up in 4th? He's lost the podium so far.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Because Hallex was doing pretty well, but...
like you said, he'd have to pay for it later.
But, sorry?
You know, he'd have to pay for his pit strategy later on. And
yes, I did say that, yeah. Final lap.
Let's see here.
Lamb, splendid race. Made some mistakes with the first battle with Quinton, but then made a truly remarkable move into turn 1. I think people will be interested in watching that once the race is over.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder if we might be able to get some of these guys in after the race to do have a few words.
Yeah, that wouldn't be an issue at all. That won't, streaming wise, that would work just fine.
So who do you reckon we should invite? Lamb, Quinton, Alex, and Tommy?
Yeah, who do you think?
I
think Tommy was having a good race, right? A couple incidents, a couple small things, and
yes. I mean, mainly because he's the the defending champion. So
he's got that number 1. You're right. right, here we go with Lamb, rounding the final corner.
Yep. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful car. With a crazy sounding engine. Quinton finishing second. João Oliveira coming third. Now, of course, these are provisional results. We don't know what penalties may be applied after the race. Here we are with Tommy fifth. Number sixth. F. Oliveira seventh. Charles eighth. Rush just coming around now to finish ninth place. And Tony right behind him, 10th. And then our host, Nemesis, who's rounding off the back of the field, accounting, of course, for our DNFs.
Oh, what's going on here? Uh-oh. Is he gonna finish? Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? There we go. I think this is a good time, if you enjoyed this race, to go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want. There's all sorts of fun things here.
I'm just going to try and get the drivers in. Do they have to make friends with you in order to do that? Or
no, we can just move to a lobby if you can put me in one.
Yeah. Lobby. Well, no, there's one that's for interviews in voice channels. We can pop into that.
All right, let me see if I can get into that one. Where is it? eSGT. Hello. All right.
Hiya. I'm just trying to send some invites. Who else? Race results. Oh, let me save this replay. Like Quinton.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and load up the replay just so we have something we can watch.
To me.
That's not replay. Let's hope I can fit that replay.
No, that was a truly exhilarating race, honestly.
Certainly, right at the end, Lamb's move at the end was incredible. Oh, I don't think I saved that replay. 7 megabytes?
I've saved it just in case, but yeah, it's always good when you do. Right, so let's have a look at the time gaps, if we can. So Lamb 1, 2, almost 3 seconds behind was Quinton, and then 14 seconds behind the leader. So even if Quinton gets a penalty of 10 seconds, he's still got second place in the bag. Oh, has he? Oh, wait, +2. Yes, he has, yes. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about that, I think, unless he somehow gets 2, which I think is somewhat unlikely. I managed to get through that whole race without a single sip of the lemonade I've got here.
Too exciting, huh?
Yes, very riveting.
Alright, I've got a whole 7 megabyte replay going on in the background now. We'll see how long that one lasts for.
Oh, super, yeah. I'm not sure if we're going... Okay, so I've got Quinton and Alex talking in the chat, but I don't know if we're going to get them for... Oh yes, Quinton says he could do an interview.
Alright, wonderful. Oh, I can't see the... I forgot I can't see the menu when I have that card on. Oh, cool. I crashed the PlayStation trying to rewind that replay.
Oops. It sounds broken. Okay. Quentin and Alex both say that you might be able to in an interview. I've asked them to pop into the thing, although I don't think they've done it before, so they might need to figure out. Oh, hello, Alex. Welcome. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yep. Here we go. Can you hear
Fantastic. Me? So, let's talk through the first part of the race. Lamb was right in front of you, correct?
Yeah. Or and I got a good start.
Yes, he had a poor start. His tires were spinning, and Quinton's start wasn't the best either. So you slipped up the to the right-hand side of the track, and then went back to the racing line. And interestingly, rather than take a defensive line, you were quite confidently taking the racing line through there and swept nicely past the field. Talk us through how you were feeling for that, and also being in first for the first few laps with the entire pack baying at your heels.
Yeah, I knew I could get a good start and maybe lead for the first 2 or 3 laps, because I knew that Quinton and Lamb just had way more pace than me, but I still thought that I had enough pace for the 3rd place, so I guess I just, I don't know, try to get away from the pack, and then eventually, when Quinton and Lamb were catching up, I just, get behind them and save the most amount of fuel as possible. So, that was my...
Makes sense. And we have Quinton here as well. So, Quinton, you had some very interesting battling near the very end of the race. First being closely pursued by Lamb, and then in a very, very nice duel. I have to say, I think that you got the better of Lamb in the first actual duel that you had. And then on the following lap, he made a spectacular move. Switched, bait and switched to the inside, and from then the race was his. But tell us about how you were feeling about being chased and then engaging in that first duel.
The McLaren isn't great on fuel, so I had to try and save the fuel whilst keeping the pace with Lamb. So that was already quite difficult. And I tried to fan them off on the 1 lap all the tires, but in the end my connection also started to disappear basically, and he started lagging. So
a little bit laggy.
Yeah, for me he was lagging, so defending became more difficult.
Well, in that case, I have to say it's ever more impressive that you managed to duel together without it getting dirty. There were a couple of moments of contact, but in my view, it was more Lamb instigating the contact than you. So I have to say that was very good driving from the both of you, and I think you should be proud of your performance here. And so first, we've got Tommy here as well. Fantastic, good timing. So Tommy, reigning champion, you've had some ups and downs in this race. You've been all over the place in the positionally speaking. What do you feel about the level of competition in this race and this series?
Hey guys, so for me,
can you speak up a bit?
Can you hear me now?
You're a little bit quiet, but we can hear you.
Okay, I don't think I can increase the volume.
That's good.
Okay, so overall, the competition on this season is pretty good. It's better than the other season, of course. And for the race today, I had on the first lap that touch with Platinum, if I'm not wrong, and from there, I think I dropped to 9th or so. So it was just a recovery race for me. In the end, I think it went pretty well overall.
Yeah, you also had, for much of the race, you had your new teammates, the Oliveras. in pretty hot pursuit. Do you have standing team instructions for cooperation, or is there, do you feel that perhaps the Oliveras have something to prove, and they are as much teammates as they are rivals?
No, there are no orders in that regard. Of course, we just go for the race. If we feel like the first race, I think my car in Spa was a little bit better, but on the straight I would lose a lot of time. And in that race, João was giving me some pushes in the straight to help me out, but no, in this race there's no need for that. It just went for it, and it did pretty well.
Splendid stuff. Yeah, so it seems that considering that it is a recovery race, you've done fairly well, I would say, to get what was it, fourth?
Fifth.
Fifth.
Yeah, I touched the I don't know, Alex, I think. Yeah, I missed the breaking point, and then João overtook us. So
yeah, it's a tough circuit. It's one of the more difficult ones, and one of the ones that's less popular, so people kind of get less practice on it. There's kind of a self-feeding problem there, I suppose. But thanks very much for that. So, yeah, I think that's more or less all we've got time for. But thank you so much for coming and sharing your thoughts. It's been splendid, spectacular racing, and you've all done a wonderful job. And yeah, I hope to. Well, it won't be me. It'll be the regular commentator Tatty again next time. But yes, I hope to see great stuff from you all again next time. Cheerio.
Yep. Bye.
thank you. Bye.
All right, Nick, and that's it for the stream then, huh?
Yeah, well, looks like it. Take care, everybody, and tune in next time on Saturday. We have the Super Formula World Championship with the Super Formula cars, and then on the next Sunday, of course, we have the next round of GT3. Does anyone know where the next round takes place? What circuit it is?
I don't, and everybody else left the chat.
Oh no!
They're already gone.
It's all right. I'll be able to find out in a few seconds. It is Mount Panorama, Australia.
Fun.
Yeah, expect massive crashes, guys. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Oh yeah, by the way, this series is sponsored by the game what I made, Formula XD. Formula XD is a PC racing strategy game where you are a team manager making deals behind the scenes before the season, and then when you've got a team together, issuing orders for your drivers as they race around the track. It's a game with its fair share of goofy weirdness, and you can get it at the moment for Windows on Steam or itch. And I'm currently working on a large update which will be releasing quite soon, called Formula XD Turbo, and the winner of the GT3 season will get a copy of it, and so will 4 random drivers who turn up to every round on the calendar. So yes, that's Formula XD, sponsor of the series. Any last words, Tony? Before your last shot?
No, thanks everybody for being here. Tried my best to show Formula XD at the end here with a browser source. It's new information for me, so people can watch a little bit of it right now.
Well, anyway,
it's
on Steam and it's easy to look up, and I hope that people will be able to enjoy it, because it's strategic, but it can be the kind of thing that you can kind of play while doing something else in the meanwhile. So anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and take care.